Hey everybody, I hope y'all are having a great day today. So we're going to be checking out a new bronzer. This is the new e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I picked this up in 3 different shades and I think we can already tell which one is probably going to work best for me. But I'm going to give y'all some more information about this product. We're going to swatch all 3 of these and then I'm going to wear test one of them and we'll see what I think about them. So before we get started, if you're here for the first time, hello and welcome and thank you for stopping by. My name is SonyaNicole and I post makeup videos here, including some stuff for makeup lovers who are 40 and over. So please consider subscribing while you're here today. I would really appreciate it and I would love to have you join the channel. Okay y'all, let's jump right into it. Okay, these new bronzers, they're called the e.l.f. Putty Bronzers. They retail for $6 and I believe as of when I'm filming this, you can only get them on e.l.f.'s website. I did look at Ulta and I also looked in Target and I didn't see them. I know sometimes products will launch on the brand's website for the first maybe like week or 2 and then they go out to other stores. So I believe this is only available on e.l.f.'s website for right now. They come in 8 different shades and these are supposed to be a cream to powder semi-matte finish bronzer. They're supposed to have a buildable coverage, very highly pigmented, and of course it's supposed to give you a sun-kissed glow. And some of the key ingredients in here are argan oil and vitamin E. Those moisturize, nourish, and soften the skin. So I have 3 of the shades here, so let's take a look at the swatches on the box because in my experience, these swatches that e.l.f. puts on their packaging, a lot of times they don't look the same as the actual product color, but I think based on here, this is probably going to be the shade that I'm going to use, or maybe mix these 2 together, but we'll see. So let's do some swatches. I'm going to start off with this lightest color, and I got 3 of them because number one, they're very inexpensive, but I just can never trust e.l.f.'s online swatches. They're just very hard to follow in my opinion, so I figure since they're only $6, let me pick up 3 different ones just in case. So this one is the shade Honey Drip. So these feel really creamy, kind of like balmy when you pick it up on your finger. I might swatch. I feel like, well, maybe this is just a light color, but I feel like I'm not really picking up anything. Can y'all see anything on my hand? I feel like I have to really dig my finger in here, but perhaps that's just the color of this. Yeah, I feel like I can barely see it, but that's the shade Honey Drip. So it is a little bit darker than that swatch on the box, but yeah, this is going to be too light for me, obviously. This next shade is called Golden Daze. I meant to do my foundation and concealer before I started the swatches, but oh well. This next shade is called Golden Daze. I feel like this might be a good color for me, or I might have to mix it with the darker color. I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, I feel like it's not all that different from Honey Drip. It's a little darker. Yeah, they're different. They're not as different as I thought though, but yeah, Golden Daze is a little bit darker. Alright, so this one is Golden Daze. I don't know. I'm kind of concerned about picking this up. I feel like I gotta really dig in here. That's Golden Daze. This is just a little bit darker than my skin tone. I feel like I could probably make it work, but I would like have to really build it up. So I'm pretty sure this darker shade is the one that I'm gonna go for. And this darkest one is called Bronzed Belle. So I kind of wish that I had gotten whatever shade is the next deepest one after Bronzed Belle, just so that I could show y'all that in person. Alright, this is what Bronzed Belle looks like. This is definitely the one that I'm probably going to use. It does look a little dark in the pan, especially because I like subtle bronzers, but this is probably the one that I'm going to use, but I might be able to mix it in with Golden Daze. Okay, and that's the swatch on the bottom. So I know for a fact that the first one is out. I can't really do anything with that, but I think I'm going to start off with the shade I cannot remember the name of these shades. Bronzed Belle. I think I'm gonna start off with Bronzed Belle. Maybe I'll use Golden Daze on my nose just so that I can test out 2 of the shades that we have. Okay, I'm gonna quickly do my base makeup, but I'll speed through this. But I'm gonna do the base makeup and then we will move on to the bronzer. I was gonna use an e.l.f. Foundation and concealer just because we're focusing on an e.l.f. product today, but I feel more comfortable using the complexion products that I use like all the time. So this is the the Fenty skin tint that I'm using, but I'll have everything that I'm using in the description box. So I'm gonna speed through doing the rest of my base and then we'll move on to the bronzer application. Okay, since these bronzers are a cream to powder finish, I'm actually going to test applying it in 2 ways. So I'm only going to set half of my face right now. I did already set my under eye concealer, so I'm going to go in with my setting powder on just half of my face. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply the bronzer on top of liquid on one side of my face and then on top of powder on the other side, just to see if one way applies better than the other. I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade. What is this called? I cannot remember the names of these things. This one is called Bronzed Belle. I'm gonna start off with this one. Let me zoom y'all in just a little bit. So I'm gonna start off with the darkest shade. And this isn't my typical bronzing brush, but because this pan is kind of small, I feel like I need to go in with a different brush. My other one is bigger than this. So I'm gonna start off with applying it on this side of my face. So I just have my liquid foundation over here for right now. So I'm going to start on my cheek area, and whenever I'm testing out a bronzer for the first time, I like to test it on my cheek first. That way, if it's like just too dark or maybe not dark enough, I can alter it up on my forehead because it's just a lot more noticeable on the forehead. So I kind of want to know what I have to do before I get to the forehead area. So I feel like I need a different brush. Like this one is just a little too loose for my liking, but in terms of how the bronzer looks, I think I like the way that it looks. It does look a little bit like on the cool side, like it could use just a little bit more of a warmth to it, but it's not bad. But let me switch brushes. I'm gonna try this one. This one is just a little, yeah, this one is better. This one is just a little more dense. So let me know what y'all think. I do feel like it's coming off a little bit muddy. Like as I blend it out, I do kind of wish it was a little bit more red in there. But it doesn't look bad. It's just, I just wish it was just like a hint more red to it. But let me put it on my forehead, so I feel like I'll be able to see better what it actually looks like up here. feel like I can't really see it on my forehead. I don't know. It looks okay, but I can already tell this isn't gonna be like a go-to of mine, or at least this color. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of the middle shade. This one is called Golden Daze. So that's what this one looks like. And I do think, just based on how it looks, it does look a bit more warm than that other color. So I'm gonna go right on top of this one. No, that's not really doing anything. I think just because it's just too close to the color of my skin tone. It doesn't look horrible, but I'm not crazy about it. I'm gonna go on the other side. This is the side that I have already set with powder. I don't think I like this. I was really excited about it, but I don't think that I care for this. It could just be that I need to get another shade. So let me look up some of the other shades in here. I mean, I feel like I see some dimension and some depth to my face, which is what you're supposed to see with a bronzer. But this one is just, I feel like it's just not really doing much. Perhaps I need to just apply more. So if I were to get another shade, I would have to get one that's gonna be darker than Bronzed Belle. And the next one is called Sun Kissed. So let me show you guys a swatch of what Sun Kissed looks like. I hope y'all can make that out. Maybe I'll try this, but I do want to wait until I can see it in person in the store, because yeah, I just feel like this one is not giving me the warmth that I need for my skin tone. So I'm gonna apply a little bit more to my forehead. It doesn't seem to be, one side doesn't seem to be blending out or applying any better than the other side. In terms of like putting it over powder versus liquid, they seem to be applying like just fine on both sides. One of the things that I like about cream products or cream to powder products is that I do think that they tend to blend into your skin kind of seamlessly, because they just interact with liquid foundation a little bit better. So these are blending out really nicely. And then in terms of how they set, this side over here, it does look like it is setting down. It's supposed to set down to like a semi-matte finish. So it's definitely not as shiny as the bronzer is over here. So it does look like it's setting down, and it's still leaving just like a little hint of shine in some areas, but maybe it's not fully set. It does feel like it's turning into a powder though on my skin. Whereas over here, yeah, this one is a lot more tacky over here. So they blend out just fine. They apply just fine. Unfortunately, with the shades that I got, they're just not working out. So what I want to do is, before I finish the rest of my makeup, I'm going to re-swatch this one. This is Bronzed Belle. I'm going to re-swatch this one, and I'm going to compare it to a couple other bronzers so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I just pulled out two random bronzers. Both of them are from the drugstore. So this first one is the Morphe Glamour Bronzer in the shade Trailblazer. That's what this one looks like. And before I even swatch it, y'all can tell the difference. You see how much warmer this one is. This is what a bronzer should look like. This one is coming off, you know, just a bit on the cool side. But I'm just gonna do a hand swatch so that you guys can really see the difference. So this is the Morphe bronzer, and again, you might be thinking that it looks kind of subtle on my skin. It's definitely more noticeable than the e.l.f. bronzers, but I like a subtle bronzer, but this one is subtle, but it still adds a good amount of warmth. I'm gonna swatch the e.l.f. one next. I want this one to be in between the other two bronzers. Okay, so this one is the e.l.f. bronzer. Not the best swatch, but that's the e.l.f. bronzer. And then the last one I want to show y'all is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I picked these two just because they're drugstore, so I figured I would just stick with drugstore since e.l.f. is drugstore too. So this is Physicians Formula, and then this one is in the shade Endless Summer. So the e.l.f. one is in the middle, and I think you guys can tell. Let me see if I can fix this a little bit. Okay, so here are the 3 swatches. So I think you guys can tell. The one in the middle is the e.l.f. one. So again, this is the Morphe one, this is e.l.f., and then this one is Physicians Formula. So the e.l.f. one doesn't look horrible, but the other two just look like they're a bit warmer than the e.l.f. one. And like these 2 types of colors here, these are the ones that I prefer to go for with bronzer. So I'm not really crazy about this one on my face, and like I said, I might try a deeper shade, but this one looks like it's deep enough. It's just not the right undertone for me for a bronzer, so I'll have to see that other one in person before I decide to buy it. But I do feel like my face just looks a bit muddy with this bronzer on, so I am not liking this so far. I'm really thinking, like, should I just forego the wear test, because I don't really know what I'm testing at this point. Like, I'm just gonna finish doing the rest of my makeup so that we can see what the finished product looks like, and then we'll just take it from there. I'm going in with a little bit of the shade Golden Daze on my nose. I already started applying before I realized that I didn't tell you guys what I was doing, but this is the middle shade, and I'm just putting a little bit of this one on my nose. And I think that this one works for the nose because I do like a lighter bronzing color for my nose than the rest of my face, because I think it makes my nose look like not quite as snatched and just like a little bit more natural. So I do like this color for the nose, but unfortunately it's just too light for the rest of my face. And then I'm just gonna finish everything off with my lips. This is the new Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat. Okay, so this is what my finished makeup looks like for the day. I just left my hair pulled back so that we can really see what we're looking like. So I'm not going to bother doing a wear test on these, because at this point I just really don't think that it's necessary to test it out. To me, the product is just not working out. This particular shade, Bronzed Belle, it's pulling more like a contour on me as opposed to a bronzer. I just feel like it looks just a bit too muddy on my skin tone. Let me know in the comments if you have tried this. Have you tried Bronzed Belle or the next deepest shade, Sun Kiss? And let me know if you think that it has some warmth to it, or does it look more like a contour to you, because I will try the shade Sun Kiss, but I need to see it in person first. These other 2 shades, I'm not going to say that they were bad for bronzing shades. It's just that I can't use them because they're just way too close to my skin tone. But this one I would actually pick up for the nose. It's not going to be like one that I would reach for over some other bronzers that I have. This one is the shade Golden Daze. It's okay for the nose, but it's not as warm as some other ones, but I think it looks okay on the nose. But this one, the shade Honey Drip, I can't get any use out of that one. So I'm not going to do a wear test today because I just already know that this is not working out. I just feel like I have a muddy look going on today. So let me know what y'all think in the comments about this shade. Does it look muddy to you or not? So I really hope that y'all enjoyed the video today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all back here for my next one. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.